Page 3 of your Unit 8 study guide. We're going to start with number 10 here. Based on how organisms experience genetic diversity, is it possible for an asexual organism to experience natural selection? Technically, no. Asexual reproduction produces a clone of the parent, either through things like fragmentation or budding or just mitosis. The only way for an asexually reproducing organism to experience natural selection is through random mutation. If there's a mutation in the organism's DNA during mitosis that is beneficial, it's a beneficial adaptation that could enable that organism to pass those characteristics onto their offspring. But if it's a random mutation that harms that organism, it would end up dying. How is genetic diversity important in natural selection? Natural selection only occurs if there are a variety of traits to act upon. So no diversity means no natural selection. Again, going back to the large-jawed jaguars. If there were no large-jawed jaguars, only small-jawed jaguars, there would be no variation in the size of the jaguar's jaw, so there would be no diversity for natural selection to act upon. But because of that variation, and because having a large jaw was beneficial, natural selection was able to select for traits that enabled the jaguars to survive better in their environment and have more offspring. All right, 12, will a favorable trait show up in the population more or less? Obviously, more. You guys knew that. And 13, what is an adaptation? Where do they come from? And what environmental factors must be present for adaptations to become more common in a population? So adaptations come from natural variation in a population. They can be caused by random mutation. If the adaptation is beneficial, for instance, with the large-jawed jaguars, that's a beneficial adaptation. It enables them to utilize more food resources like the shelled reptiles. They're not limited to only eating soft, small mammals. If this is a beneficial adaptation, that is also includes a pressure from the environment. So the pressure in this instance was that they have a smaller habitat, less resources to choose from, and they had to resort to eating shelled reptiles. Those with the large jaws, with the selective pressure in the environment, made that adaptation more common. A harmful adaptation could be being an albino tortoise. Okay, so being albino is harmful for a tortoise because the selective pressure from the environment there is that he's more visible to predators if they're albino. So this adaptation will be less common in a population. All right, so that finishes up the study guide. I think that you guys did a really good job with this unit. On your own, review the vocabulary. There's a lot of vocabulary here. Think about how speciation occurs. Go through the slideshow presentation a few more times. And good luck on your test.